Are you a man? It looks like your relationship is doing like a drunkard. It's going up, it's coming down. And your babe is basically showing you signs of, you're getting the vibe that, I'm not really interested. But you're not sure. I'll be walking you through some signs to know that she's actually checking out of the relationship. Hello, my name is Victor Akan, and I'd like to welcome you to yet again another episode of my Breath of Hope podcast. And just as I said earlier, today I'll be walking you through signs that your babe or your partner is no longer or is mentally checking out. Now, this is important. So when you recognize these signs, you attack it. You don't just do that in a mend where you ignore the signs, because you're thinking of money or trying to chase the people or something like that. You fight your relationship before it ends. Now, number one sign, there is some sort of emotional disconnection. Now, what do I mean? If your babe is somebody that would typically try to tell you things before, but she's not really telling you things like that again, then there might be a problem, and I would explain. So let's put a scenario. Let's paint a scenario. You go to work. An average man goes to work. Now, when that man is happy in his work, when he comes back home, he's generally happy, right? And it's easier to talk to. But when that man has problems at work, on average, he would not necessarily want to talk to his wife about it. He's thinking about how to solve the problem, but he's also thinking of how to keep the front at home, so people are not worried. But for a woman, it's rather the reverse. So it's the energy that a man has at work that he brings home. But for a woman, it's the other way around. It's the energy that she has at home that she takes to work. What that means is that when a woman, when things are going well, she has that vibrant energy. However, when things in the office are not going as great, she goes to her man to pour out how, can you believe that Nkechi did this? I'm going to warn her. I mean, that's so unprofessional. Can you believe that Mr. Kayode did this? Blah, 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 blah. What nonsense? Blah, blah, blah. I'll leave the office for them. When a woman is emotionally connected to you, she wants you to be part of her everyday life. So from her social circle to her office circle to her, even her church circle, she wants it to be a part of all of those things. So if your woman, was showing signs, that she was basically exhibiting this trait, and then all of a sudden she just stops. How was your day? Fine. What happened today? Just there. And she has been doing this for a while, then there might be a problem. And it's important that you address it, because it might be that you have done something to offend her so much that she's checking out, or maybe she has met somebody else that is catching her attention, who she is now giving that emotional availability to, so you have to check it. Number 2, she's being secretive with her phone. Now, if this has gotten to this level, then there might be a problem of her just checking out, to be honest. It might be that she's probably already, having conversations she should not be having, okay? Or making chats she should not be making. And the reason why it's also a problem, besides the fact that she may be doing things that she's not supposed to be doing, is that on average, not every time, but on average, when a man cheats, a man can cheat and still have that emotional availability. But when a woman cheats, she cheats with her emotions most times, right? On average, not in all cases, but for average people. The problem with that is that when she's secretly with her phone and she's probably, having conversations that she should not be having, it could be sexual or whatever, to an extent, her emotions is involved. So it's also a sign that she's mentally checking out. So besides the obvious problem that she's having chats she should not be having, there's a high likelihood that emotions are also involved in those inappropriate chats, okay? So you should check that and know the appropriate actions to take. Number 3 is not necessarily always a sign, but it can be a sign. Use your discretion to interpret it. She's overly focused on her appearance. Now, the reason why it's not always a sign, because some ladies are really just obsessed with how they look. But now, how you know that it might be a problem is she's not trying to just generally work on herself, but there's now an emphasis that was not there before on how she looks. Okay, like I said, interpret with discretion. But there's now an emphasis that was not there before on how she looks. There's a way a woman can dress, not always, but most times there's a way a woman can dress. You know that this point ensures that she's available, right? So it's possible that she has checked out of the relationship and is trying to prove that she's available, but she also wants the relationship does that a natural date, or she wants to be sure that she has all her options, and from there she will now select. So if there is that, then it could be a sign, but again, interpret it with discretion, because there could be a number of other reasons for that. Next point, there are gaps in her whereabouts. So let's say, for instance, she's not picking her call for a couple of hours, and it's not like you knew what she was going to be doing, but she's basically just unavailable, or she's talking to you. That's how when I went to the club last week, you're like, you went to the club? I say, yes. So basically, there are surprises that you're not aware about regarding her whereabouts. Either you don't know, or you just learned that she was this place and she didn't tell you. It's a bad sign. It's a very bad sign. And the reason for that is for one of two reasons. Number one, because it shows that if this was already a problem, it shows that there is an accountability problem. It shows that she's trying to do things without, wanting you to be in the know of, right? In the know of. And that's a problem, because a relationship cannot really work without that. You can't really have a healthy relationship without proper accountability, right? And the second reason why this is bad is because she could be spending time with, say, a new guy somewhere, okay? And what's worse is that, let's say, for instance, now you now discover that, let's say you saw her, let's say she booked a boat somewhere, and let's say it is at somebody's house or something like that. You now start asking questions, and then she now begins to become defensive, and finds ways to now try to reproject. So for instance, now I checked, I saw that you were in so place. What were you doing? How did you know? So let's say we are sharing location. I just let me share your location, or maybe I have access to your email. Then the next question will now be something like, what were you doing snooping around in my business? There's that defense, that projective defense, right? And maybe sometimes trying to turn around the thing to now make you look like you're the one at fault. That is a big red flag, okay? And you guys must address it whichever way you choose to, but don't sweep it under the carpet. All right. Next point. Comparison. Comparison is very important, and comparison is a sign, actually, that she's not satisfied with the version of you that she has, or rather, she's not content with the version of you that she has. And if you understand anything about a lack of contentment, it's that if a different option comes, you would jump on it. Okay? So while she might be committed to the relationship, but she just needs an opportunity to show that she's only committed because she hasn't gotten a better option. Especially if that comparison comes as, she's comparing you with Tunde, comparing you with, let's say, her friend's boyfriend, comparing you with some other guy. When an opportunity comes, she will most likely take it. That's to be with that other person. She will most likely take it. So the key takeaway from this, as regards comparison, is that don't entertain it. So while she might not have actively checked out, but when an opportunity comes, she will easily check out, because she's not satisfied with the version of it that she has. So watch out for that sign and know how to address it, right? And that's really all that I have as regards signs. If you have any other sign that your babe is likely to check out, or is mentally checking out, or traits that can make her check out, please add it in the comment below. If you know any of your guy that the babe is moving mad in one of these areas, please send it to him. Help his life. Be a good friend by sharing my videos. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next week. Bye.